All right, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome back to the Law Entrance YouTube channel and to another session of the Hindu Analysis. Today is 28th of July. It's a lovely Tuesday evening and we are live. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. Please give me a quick yes in the chat. If audio is fine, video is fine, PPT is fine. You guys are always absolutely fine. Aradha is here. Good evening. Pratyush is here. Good evening. Menti edition. Yes, sir. Menti करेंगे आज बिल्कुल. Animal fun fact: baby elephants, when they start teething, use their trunks as pacifiers to calm the sensation. This is what leads to the spot-like scarring seen on many elephants' trunks. Interesting. Pratyush saying, I got tea. बता दो भाई, tea बता दो. School did a back check. Our class of 878, 38 people, 17 phones were found. Obviously, मेरा नहीं पकड़ा गया because I obey the rules. Wow. Lucky you. Good evening, Charu. Good evening, Afan. Good evening, Chandrika. Good evening, Devika. Good evening, Charmi. Good evening, Rama. Good evening, Aditya. All right, all are here. Adrija is here. Riddhi is also here. Devika is going to join back. Parth is here. Yamika is here. Ruhi is here. ठीक है. Very very good evening to everyone. Welcome to today's stream. आज का दिन थोड़ा सा खास है क्योंकि बहुत समय के बाद, बहुत ज़मानों के बाद आज हम करने वाले हैं मेंटी क्विज फाइनली. Are you guys excited? Are you guys prepared for the Menti quiz? Yes or no? Good evening, Siddhi. पढ़ के आए हो आप लोग? रिविजन करके आए हो जून के करंट अफेयर्स का? क्योंकि थोड़ा सा टफ है आज का क्विज. Yes, after ages, Menti is back. शौर्य भाई कर दूंगा, ईमेल का रिप्लाई आज कर दूंगा. थोड़ा बिजी था यार, आज कर नहीं पाया. क्लास के बाद करते हैं. आपका भी ईमेल है. उसके अलावा एक दो और लोगों ने मुझे ईमेल लिखा हुआ है. शिवराज का ईमेल है. देन अभी रिसेंटली किसका ईमेल आया है? आज मुझे ईमेल आया है. अद्रिजा का आया है. किसका आया है? अर्शिता का आया, सॉरी. ठीक है. हाय अर्चना, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. ऑलराइट, आर वी रेडी? आर वी रेडी? आर वी रेडी फॉर आवर मेंटी क्विज? शुड वी वेट फॉर वन मोर मिनट? चलो आज का एजेंडा बता देता हूँ, तब तक most likely rest of the people would also join. Today's 28th of July. We're gonna start off with the Menti quiz. Unlike how we used to do it earlier, पहले हम लोग एनालिसिस किया करते थे एंड देन मेंटी किया करते थे, बट आज हम लोग पहले मेंटी करेंगे एंड देन एनालिसिस करेंगे, ताकि जिन लोगों को जाना होता है 8:30 दे कैन ऑल्सो पार्टिसिपेट इन द मेंटी. So this is the agenda for the day. Three articles, all three of them are editorials, I believe, on different topics: cleaner mobility, forced labor, farce, and AI's test. These are the three editorials which we're going to discuss in the PPT. Today's newspaper is not very elaborate per se. There are barely like 7 to 8 articles which we're going to discuss on the newspaper. Then these three editorials which we'll discuss on the PPT, vocab for the day. And before that, we're going to do a fantastic Menti quiz which is based on current affairs from the month of June. तो अगर आपने जून के करंट अफेयर्स अच्छे से पढ़े हैं, you should be able to do well on the quiz. There are some niche questions, there are some easy questions, there are some difficult questions, so be prepared for a mixed bag kind of a quiz. बाकी जो लोग नए हैं उन लोगों को मैं प्रोसेस समझा देता हूँ and then let's start our quiz. So I saying जल्दी करो, you wanna go at 8:30. I know, इसीलिए quiz start कर रहा हूँ मैं पहले. ठीक है. सो सिंपल फंडा है दोस्तों. आप लोगों को एक वेबसाइट पे जाना है जिसका नाम है www.menti.com, MENTI. I'll share it on your screen as well on how to join. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So this is the process to join the quiz. You have to go to www.menti.com on a different tab in your browser or on a different device. That's completely your choice, but keep the stream on going because that is how our audio video would be connected. So go to this website on a different tab, enter this particular numerical code 26215623. or you can scan the QR code through your mobile phones and participate on the phone as well, whichever way you prefer. And once you have entered this code, you would be able to join the quiz, you'd be able to access the quiz. नहीं वाईटी पे नहीं है रिद्धि कोई क्लास, जूम क्लासेस चल रही हैं इन लोगों की, मैराथन क्लासेस, people who are enrolled in career launcher. हाय पीयूष, आ जाओ जल्दी से, आ जाओ सब लोग. आई कैन सी 34 people on the stream. I need at least 25-26 participants on the quiz. जल्दी से आ जाओ सब लोग. I'll wait 10-15 seconds. This is the instruction. These are the instructions on your screen. Go to menti.com, enter this code, and you'll be able to join the quiz, access the quiz. Quiz के rules समझा देता हूँ तब तक. For people who are new, this is gonna be a quiz which has zero negative marking. So you don't get any negative marks or any negative points for answering the wrong option. That means you should answer all the questions. And the second point, which is important, is you have to answer them as fast as possible, because the faster you answer, the more points you get on the leaderboard. Of course, if your answer is correct, then only you get points. ठीक है, 4 ऑप्शन होंगे, उसमें से एक ही सही होगा. Fastest to answer the question gets the maximum points, and then in that order a leaderboard is made where the top 10 people make it to the leaderboard, and the one who tops the leaderboard after the 15 questions wins the quiz. रिद्धि सिंह, आई फील फोमो, आई एम नॉट एनरोल्ड विद सीएल, तो मिस आउट होगा. अरे तो कर लो एनरोल, दिक्कत क्या है, कर लो फटाफट, एनरोल कर लो. सर कैन यू सी योर नेम्स, अभी जाते हैं हम लोग आपके नेम्स देखने. सो नाउ यू वुड बी एबल टू choose your username. You can choose any creative username which you want. You can use your original name, you can use a pseudo name as well. Usually we see a lot of creative names in the quiz. So yeah, time to unleash creativity. Keep a बढ़िया सा नाम, because that is the name which I would see throughout the quiz. 20 लोग यहाँ हैं सिर्फ अभी तक, ऐसे कैसे चलेगा दोस्तों. आई कैन सी 33 ऑफ यू ऑन द स्ट्रीम. एटलीस्ट 25 लोग तो आओ क्विज में. फर्स्ट टाइम है आज, बहुत टाइम बाद, तो आई विल वेट फॉर सम मोर टाइम. 30 सेकेंड्स और वेट करेंगे. लेट्स गेट टू 25 प्लेयर्स. 25 लोगों में मजा ज्यादा आएगा. एरर आ रहा है, एरर तो नहीं आना चाहिए. एक बार रिफ्रेश करके देखो. ग्लिच हो रहा है, एरर आ रहा है, तो रिफ्रेश कर लो. जस्ट रिफ्रेश द वेबसाइट and try to enter the code again. The code is here on the bottom right part of the screen. It's 26215623. मैं यहाँ भी लिख देता हूँ. I know स्वरा, trust me, मैं करा दूंगा 8:30 तक quiz complete. टेंशन ना लो. That's the code in the chat for your reference. क्या हो गया भाई, आप लोगों को कोई दिक्कत आ रही है क्या ज्वाइन करने में? आर यू फेसिंग एनी डिफिकल्टी? वाई एम आई नॉट सीइंग 25+ पीपल? व्हाट टू डू? अरे menti.com पे जाना है, ये कोड डालना है, इसमें दिक्कत क्या आ रही बॉस? लैपटॉप में ट्राई कर लो, फोन में ट्राई कर लो, वैसे कोई दिक्कत आनी नहीं चाहिए. अपूर्वम, ऐसी कोई अभी कंफर्म्ड अपडेट नहीं आई है दैट जीके हैज बीन रिमूव. जैसे ही वी गेट द फाइनल कंफर्मेशन विल लेट यू नो. प्रत्युष इज सेइंग thou art so radiant. क्या बात है, क्या हो गया शौर्य भाई, क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा? दिक्कत क्या आ रही है? व्हाट इज द डिफिकल्टी यू आर फेसिंग? वेयर एग्जैक्टली आर यू गेटिंग स्टक? अरे बताओ तो मुझे, स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं शेयर कर सकता? एटलीस्ट टेल मी वेयर आर यू गेटिंग स्टक, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज द प्रॉब्लम? एरर ऑफ अनएक्सपेक्टेड प्रॉब्लम. एक बार अपना जो है वो करो, वाईफाई वगैरह रीस्टार्ट करो, दोबारा से इंटरनेट कनेक्ट करो एंड देन ट्राई टू ज्वाइन. 23 पीपल आर हियर. आई विल वेट फॉर 10 मोर सेकेंड्स एंड देन आई विल हैव टू स्टार्ट बिकॉज 8:30 तक फ्री करना है मुझे कुछ लोगों को. सो आई विल बी कंपेल्ड टू स्टार्ट. आई विल टेक अ काउंटडाउन टिल 10. तब तक जल्दी से कोशिश करो शौर्य ज्वाइन करने की, वरना सेकेंड क्वेश्चन तक आ ही जाओगे आप. Okay, 23 people are here, 24 people are here. Very nice. Last chance to change your names. 25 हो गए, क्या बात है. एक काउंटडाउन ले लेते हैं 10 तक and then let's start. Let's start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go to the first question of today's Menti quiz. Here it comes on your screen now. 27th member बना है बांग्लादेश इंटरनेशनल बिग कैट अलायंस का. 11 people got this right. This was slightly moderately difficult question to start off with, but who are the 11 Dhurandhar who have got this? Let's see. Hank Schrader, oh my god, legendary character. Then we have Shampy, we have Boba T, Trump's bald spot, Pratyush Baloch, Decade Vortex, Aryan, Modi, Are Baapre, Siddhi, then we have Dia, and then we have Junaid Khan. All right, lovely names. Let's go to the second question. 27 players have joined in. That's awesome. Second question on your screen. Here we go. This is an easier one discussed in class. Oh my God! सिर्फ 11 लोगों का सही हुआ है ये तो बहुत गलत बात है यार. This is disappointing. This was an easy question. I discussed this in class. न्यूज़पेपर में भी आया था ये. लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल धीरज सेठ नए हमारे चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ बने. उन्होंने जनरल उपेंद्र द्विवेदी को रिप्लेस कर दिया है. And option number A, the first option is the right one. Let's see the leaderboard very quickly. इतने सारे लोगों का गलत हो गया लीडर बोर्ड पे. ऐसे कैसे? क्या कर रहे हो भाई आप लोग? Billy Mossy had the fastest answer. Hank Schrader and Modi ji are on the first and second spot. Then we have Annie on the third one. Then Billy Mossy. Ansh is now on the leaderboard. And then we have the remaining people who answered the first one correctly. 29 people have joined. Kya baat hai? We go to the third question for 29 people. Here it comes. This is also slightly difficult. Once again, 11 people have 11 का शगन पड़ रहा है हर क्वेश्चन में. 11 people have answered this correctly. The fourth guy is an Italian astronaut. Luca करके कुछ नाम है उनका. Forgetting the full name. But yeah, three NASA astronauts and one astronaut from the European Space Agency, specifically from Italy. These are gonna be going to the moon with the Artemis 3 mission. Perfect. Next leaderboard. Let's see. जल्दी से. Hang By is doing pretty awesome. Then Annie has taken the second spot. Trump has taken the third one. Modi ji is on fourth. Then Pratyush Ansh Tweeto is now on the leaderboard. Laddu is now on the leaderboard. Billy Mossy and Champi are also on the leaderboard. Let's move forward to the fourth question. 30 players. Kya baat hai? Fantastic. We have 30 players now. थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है ये. GI टैग इज जोग्राफिकल इंडिकेटर टैग. एमपी का एक रीजन है रतलाम. वहां की एक फेमस डेलिकेसी है गराड़ू टुबेर, जिसको मिला है ये जीआई टैग. थोड़ा सा टफ था ये क्वेश्चन. सिर्फ 5 लोगों को आता था सही आंसर इसका. कोई बात नहीं, टफ क्वेश्चंस भी आएंगे. Tweeto, Thinky, and Archit answered this correctly, and Hank also answered this correctly. Tweeto has jumped right to the second spot with that. Archit has made it to the leaderboard. Thinky has made it to the leaderboard. So ऐसे up down चलता रहेगा. अभी बहुत सारे questions बचे हैं. Answer till the end, all 15 questions. Next question on your screen is here. This is slightly easier. द राइट आंसर इज मंगोलिया। मंगोलिया में होती है खान क्वेस्ट एक्सरसाइज। 11 लोगों ने कजाकिस्तान आंसर दिया है। एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं भाई, कहीं मैंने गलत तो नहीं कर दिया। मंगोलिया ही है, सही है। मंगोलिया इज द राइट आंसर। मंगोलिया में हो रही है खान क्वेस्ट, जहाँ पे इंडियन आर्मी ने अपना कंटिजेंट भेजा है। जाट रेजिमेंट का कंटिजेंट गया है स्पेसिफिकली, अगर पूछा जाए तो। लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड। Many people got this right. Hank, Tweeto, Ansh, Modi ji, Billy Mossy. Ansh got it the fastest. Very nice. Let's move forward to the second, not second, the sixth question. 28 players with us. Overwhelmingly, most of you got this right. 19 people. Neeraj Chopra and Parul Chaudhary. This was probably one of the easier questions in the quiz. Hank got it the fastest. Many others also got it right. Well done, folks. Seventh question, Thala for a reason. 27 players with us. Let's go to question number 7. थोड़ा सा फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन है। इस साल बहुत सारी हीट वेव्स आई, इसीलिए उस पर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है। पीयूष भाई रिफ्रेश कर लो अगर ऑप्शन शो नहीं हो रहे तो। द क्विज इज रनिंग फाइन फ्रॉम माई एंड। यस, 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस जब क्रॉस हो जाता है प्लेन एरियाज में, तो उसको आईएमडी एक हीट वेव डिक्लेयर कर देता है। सो जिस जिस दिन 40 डिग्री क्रॉस होगा, दैट डे वुड बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ डे विच हैड अ हीट वेव। 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस याद रखेंगे ये लोग, ये आप लोग, ये वाला फैक्ट। Okay, Hank did not get this right. I think this is the first question he did not get right. And he got it the fastest. Tweeto, Thinky, Laddu, these guys also gained some points through this question. Let's move to the eighth question. 28 players playing with this one. Let's go. MHA stands for Ministry of Home Affairs. Oops, only 7 people got this right. This is the Samadhan strategy, which was to fight Naxalism. काफ़ी डिस्कशन हुआ था इस पे। अमित शाह जी ने पार्लियामेंट में काफ़ी बार बोला कि हमने एलिमिनेट कर दिया नक्सलिज्म इंडिया से। हमने क्लास में भी डिस्कस किया है ये समाधान, काफ़ी टाइम हो गया डिस्कस किए हुए, बट किया है। कवच इज नॉट द राइट आंसर, समाधान इज द राइट आंसर। Shivraj got this right, making an entry on the leaderboard. Tweety, Annie, Thinky, Laddu, these guys on the leaderboard got it right. Tweeto with the fastest answer is very close to the first spot. Annie also catching up very quickly. Come on, buckle up. I need new names on the leaderboard. Ninth question for you guys. Again, slightly difficult. Only 7 people got this right. Chauthi bar India is getting the chairship of BRICS. This is the fourth time, including this time. This is the fourth time that India has chaired the BRICS initiative. थोड़ा सा niche question, थोड़ा सा tough question था, I am aware, but थोड़े तो tough question रखने पड़ेंगे. Thinky and Tweeto are the only ones on the leaderboard who got this right. But kudos to the other 5 people who are not on the leaderboard and got this right. Appreciate that. Tweeto with the fastest answer has made it to the first position, dethroning Hank after a lot of questions. 10th question is coming up for you guys on your screen. This I would call a slightly easier question. IIT Delhi is the right answer. Second year in a row, India की highest ranked educational institution as per QS World University rankings of 2027. Perfect. IIT Delhi is right. ओ भाई इंटेंस कंपटीशन है बिटवीन ट्विटो एंड हैंक श्रेडर देन परसों द साग अरे क्या बात आई लव दैट यूजर नेम लव इट सरसों द साग की जगह परसों द साग so cool anything ki Ansh Laddu Modi ji are in Parso the Saag and Billy Mosi are on the leaderboard along with Twitter and Hank had the fastest answer but Twitter still on first 11th question let's go for it. राइट आंसर इज न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक नेटो नहीं ज्वाइन किया उज्बेकिस्तान ने न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक ज्वाइन किया है इट्स अ बैंक बेस्ड आउट ऑफ चाइना एंड काफी सारी एशियन कंट्रीज हैं बट सेंट्रल एशियन कंट्री पहली बनी है उज्बेकिस्तान टू ज्वाइन द न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक ओके शौर्य मेक्स एन एंट्री ऑन द लीडरबोर्ड विद दिस क्वेश्चन क्या बात है Tweeto, Hank, Annie, Thinky, these guys also got it right. Ansh gains a spot. Hank had the fastest answer. We move to the next question, question number 12. Let's go for it. विंड एनर्जी डब्ल्यू से आपको एक इंडिकेशन दिया था मैंने वहां पे विंड एनर्जी की कैपेसिटी हमें 100 गीगावाट करनी है बाय 2030 थ्रू दिस डब्ल्यू टी मरूट पोर्टल प्रहलाद जोशी हमारे रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के भी मिनिस्टर हैं हमारे फूड प्रोसेसिंग के भी मिनिस्टर हैं हमारे कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स के भी मिनिस्टर हैं और अब हमारे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर भी हैं बहुत सारी मिनिस्ट्रीज हैं इनके पास विंड एनर्जी इज द राइट आंसर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट Johnny has made it to the leaderboard with this question. Hank answered this correctly, but narrowly missed the first spot. Johnny had the fastest answer. A lot of you also got this right. Let's move to the 13th question. 25 players still with us. Question number 13. Let's go for it. Oh, most of you got this right. That was easy for most of you. 17 women cadets जो हैं पास आउट हुई हैं एनडीए से फर्स्ट एवर बैच ऑफ women cadets trained at एनडीए यूजुअली उनकी ट्रेनिंग वैसे ओटीए चेन्नई में होती थी दिस इज द फर्स्ट बैच ग्रेजुएटिंग आउट ऑफ नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी खड़कवासला. Okay, Junaid Khan has made an entry back to the leaderboard. Ansh had the fastest answer. Tweeto maintaining the lead. Hank missed out on this one. Second last question of our quiz. Let's go for it. Eleven people got this right. We were ranked 127th out of 163 countries in the Global Peace Index of 2026. Let's see who all got it. Most of you on the leaderboard got this right, barring Ansh. Fastest was Parso the Sag. Well played. Annie is now on second, Hank is on third, Twitter is on first, then Thinky, Modi ji, Laddu, Shaurya, Johnny, Ansh, and Parso the Sag. All right, last question. Time to switch things up. Let's see where the leaderboard goes with this last question. This is Sarvam AI. Most of you got this right. Easy question था ये. इंडिया का 138 यूनिकॉर्न यूनिकॉर्न मतलब $1 बिलियन वैल्यूएशन एंड अब इसकी वैल्यूएशन $1.5 बिलियन हो गई. दिस इज एन इंडियन स्टार्टअप वर्किंग इन द फील्ड ऑफ एआई. लेट्स लुक एट द फाइनल लीडर बोर्ड. बहुत मजा आया आज के क्विज में. देखते हैं who has taken the crown for today's quiz. Oh, this is Tweeto. Very well played, Tweeto. Congratulations. बहुत अच्छा खेले आप. Hank Schrader, also applause for you. Very well played throughout the quiz. Annie, Thinky, Laddu, Shaurya, Modi ji, Johnny, Ansh, Parso Dusag. Very well played, all of you guys, and everyone who participated. I hope you all enjoyed the quiz. Leaderboard पे हार जीत लगी रहती है, but quiz में मजा आना चाहिए, and it should be a good learning experience. कैसा रहा आप लोगों के लिए quiz? I know थोड़ा सा tougher level पे था ये वाला quiz, but yeah, that was deliberate. Chavi was Twitter. Very well played, Chavi. Congratulations. Awesome. मजा आया? How's the quiz? शौर्य भाई सिंह एक और करते हैं, कल कल नहीं करेंगे बट इस वीक कर लेंगे, फ्राइडे को करते हैं, ठीक है? पार्थ वॉज हैंक श्रेडर, बीच में क्विज ही हट गया, ओहो, बट यू प्लेड वेरी वेल पार्थ, ऑसम। चारू सिंह मजा आया, टू बी ऑनेस्ट याद रहता है वन लाइनर्स इन द क्विज, दैट्स गुड। Charmy loved the quiz, didn't end up on the leaderboard, but gave a lot of insight. Aditya saying felt old. All reflex is gone. कोई नहीं आ जाएगी वापस. Adrija was laddu. Well played, Adrija. हेलो योग्या, सेकंड फॉर द 2 4 3 5 टाइम पार्थ, भाई की तो सेकंड आने की स्ट्रीक नहीं टूट पा रही है, कोई बात नहीं, विल गेट देयर पार्थ, विल गेट देयर वन डे। चलो, कंग्रेचुलेशंस टू छवि फॉर विनिंग दिस क्विज एंड फॉर पार्थ फॉर बीइंग द रनर अप। स्वरा वाज मोदी जी, वेल प्लेड स्वरा। चलो, बहुत मजा आया मुझे आप लोगों को होस्ट करके बहुत टाइम बाद क्विज में। विल हैव अनदर क्विज ऑन फ्राइडे, ठीक है? फ्राइडे के क्विज का टॉपिक क्या रखें? चलो, जून पे अभी हम एक और कर सकते हैं, मेरे पास है अभी क्वेश्चंस जून पे, सो वी कैन डू अनदर जून करंट अफेयर्स ऑन फ्राइडे। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वीक देखते हैं नया टॉपिक क्या करना है, ठीक है? ऑलराइट, चलो, लेट्स कम बैक टू आवर एनालिसिस, टाइम टू गेट बैक टू द न्यूज़पेपर, let's go to the newspaper very very quickly. ओके, ठीक है, चलो आज का न्यूज़पेपर डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं। वी वुड बेयरली टेक 15 20 मिनट्स फॉर दिस। आज का न्यूज़पेपर ज़्यादा लेंदी है नहीं, so this should not take a lot of time. Let's start off right away with the first article on the newspaper, which is Cockroach Janata Party warns of fresh protest over government's promise beach. तो वो कह रहे हैं कि भैया अगर आपने FIRs वगैरह नहीं हटाई, सर्वेलेंस नहीं हटाया उन स्टूडेंट्स से जो प्रोटेस्ट में थे, तो वी वुड वंस अगेन गैदर फॉर अ protest. They're saying that we reached an understanding with the government that no punitive action like arrest or police cases would be taken against the protesters, and they are now accusing the center of breaking its promise, that they did not honor their assurance. And there are a lot of allegations of arrest and harassments happening in various states, especially Bihar and West Bengal, where protesters are being monitored, questioned, and harassed in Delhi and the other states. And the authorities are putting a crackdown on the volunteers who help the protesters, who help through food, who help through transport, who help through logistics. They are also facing police action. Some states have withdrawn some cases, but still a lot of cases are pending. And that is why they are saying कि भाई सारे cases जो हैं हटाए जाएं, assurance पूरा किया जाए, वरना we would come down to protesting once again. Similar context of the article on the right hand side, the apex court, the Supreme Court, matlab, it's planning, it's thinking about guidelines to regulate police conduct during mass demonstrations. We all are aware of the police excesses and the brutality which happened during the student protest on the 20th of July specifically. Bihar में तो firing भी हो गई protesters पे. So the Supreme Court strongly supports the right to peaceful protest, as उनका कहना है. They said that it's a fundamental constitutional right that has to be protected. And our Chief Justice said that peaceful protest should not automatically lead to police force. This does not justify the police brutality. And if excess force has been used, the action should be independently investigated. They stress that there should be discipline from both the sides. Protesters should be peaceful and disciplined. पुलिस शुड ऑल्सो एक्ट विद रिस्ट्रेन एंड प्रोफेशनलिज्म, बट दोनों ही बातें एक तरीके से नहीं हुई in action. And now they're planning to introduce nationwide guidelines, uniform guidelines, a SOP on how police should manage large protests across India, so that there is consistency and lawful policing in various states. That is pretty much it. That's what they're planning to do as of now. ठीक है, आगे चलते हैं, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड। एक बार चार्ट देख लेता हूँ मैं। Pakshal is saying, can you do the editorial पहले please? पहुंच रहे हैं हम लोग editorial पे. There are barely couple of articles, and we'll do the editorial. Should barely take 10 minutes. Bye, Swara. Okay. ठीक है. ठीक है. Let's move forward. City-based news is not important for us. We can skip that. Taj Hotels. Facial recognition is being used to identify protesters. This is all daily news. Moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Bihar Bandh not important for us. This is mostly political news. Madras High Court strikes down orders granting government job to king of Karur stampede. Hindutva supporters shoot protesters jab. Not important. Despite resignation, Dharmendra Pradhan remains BJP's strongman in Odisha. Okay. Sees financial documents from Shweta panel will be important नहीं है हमारे लिए. Odisha crime branch to probe case of missing files. Not important. Okay, down to the editorial section. Beyond compliance, India's road to रुक जा भाई रुक जा. India's road to cleaner mobility. This we'll discuss on the PPT. Left hand side, forced labor farce. This also will discuss on the PPT. That's regarding USK new tariffs. Although we have discussed it in previous classes, but once again, AI is next test. ये वाला article भी हम लोग PPT पे discuss करेंगे. All art no deal. This one is regarding the US and Saudi Arabia nuclear deal जो हुई है. Although we have discussed the basics of it, but फिर से एक बार recap दे देता हूँ मैं आप लोगों को. They have announced a civil nuclear cooperation agreement, US and Saudi Arabia, which means this is meant for peaceful purposes like generating electricity and not making क्या करना गया भाई not making nuclear weapons. So the deal comes shortly after the tensions which were happening in West Asia regarding Iran's nuclear program, which makes it slightly politically sensitive. Now, Saudi Arabia wants nuclear energy for economic reasons. उनके जो क्राउन पिन है, पिन कह रहा हूँ, उनके जो क्राउन प्रिंस हैं, मोहम्मद बिन सलमान, MBS कहते हैं उनको शॉर्ट में, he wants to reduce the country's dependence on oil under his vision 2030, and he wants that nuclear power should generate electricity. It should meet the rising energy demand and support their energy intensive industries, especially the data centers for AI, and that should allow Saudi Arabia to export more oil and gas instead of using it domestically. Now, US is supporting Saudi's nuclear ambitions. They have supported it before as well during Donald Trump's first presidency. तब से discussion चल रहा है. Joe Biden also offered cooperation, but उस टाइम जो है relations उतने अच्छे नहीं थे Saudi Arabia के और Israel के. And now the condition which US has placed is Saudi Arabia should join the Abraham Accords. मतलब इजराइल से दोस्ती करनी है उनको. Simple as that. The Gaza war significantly changed the position of Saudi Arabia after Hamas was attacked by Israel. Hamas attacked Israel in October 2023, and then Israel also launched a military campaign. And उसके बाद सऊदी अरेबिया ने अपने plans जो है रोक दिए थे of normalizing ties with Israel. But they are once again reconsidering it. And reports यही हैं कि agreement would allow Saudi Arabia to enrich uranium on its own soil. Uranium enrichment का मतलब होता है producing fuel for nuclear power plants using uranium 235, but it can also be used to make nuclear weapons if it is enriched to a higher level. तो पावर प्लांट के लिए लो लेवल एनरिचमेंट काफ़ी होता है, न्यूक्लियर वेपन के लिए आपको हाई लेवल एनरिचमेंट करना पड़ता है. तो whether they would be stopped from high level enrichment is something which is a matter of debate. Safeguards जो हैं कोई ज़्यादा है नहीं है सच, चाहे इंटरनेशनल एटॉमिक एनर्जी एजेंसी के हों या फिर डोमेस्टिकली हों. तो प्रोटोकॉल्स क्योंकि नहीं है उस वजह से देयर इज अ पोटेंशियल ऑफ मिस यूज, एंड दैट इज व्हाट द ऑथर हेयर क्रिटिसाइजेस कि भाई डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं एक तरीके से यूएस की न्यूक्लियर पॉलिसी की. एक तरफ सऊदी अरेबिया को कह रहा है कि आप न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी यूज करो और ईरान को रोक रहा है न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी यूज करने से. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What is chat saying पर देख लेते हैं हम लोग. Can this CJP thing come in the exam? Well, I mean, anything could come in the exam, but it would be hard to frame a lot of questions out of this. जीके क्वेश्चंस आप इससे क्या पूछ सकते हो? ये पूछ सकते हैं एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर कौन थे और अब कौन बन गए हैं. उसके अलावा प्रोटेस्ट से रिलेटेड फंडामेंटल राइट्स टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट अब कोई गाइडलाइंस बनाती है पुलिस एक्शन को लेके, देन उस पर क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. बाकी मुझे नहीं लगता इतने सिंपल क्वेश्चंस आएंगे कि सीजेपी का फाउंडर कौन है, या फिर सीजेपी की मार्च में कौन से लद्दाखी लीडर ने पार्टिसिपेट किया. दैट वुड बी टू बेसिक, राइट? सो यू शुड बी नोइंग द बेसिक डिटेल्स, बट इतनी ज़्यादा मुझे एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है इस पे जीके का पैसेज बनने की. लीगल का शायद बन जाए, यू नेवर नो. सीएल से और प्रैक्टिस बुक्स ले सकते हैं हम, क्योंकि सारी बुक्स कंप्लीट हो गई हैं. एक बार सपोर्ट से बात कर लो. आई एम नॉट अवेयर on how exactly that would work, but please have a word with support team, support@careerlauncher.com पे email लिख के. प्रदेश सिंह सर, इज दिस जीके क्लैट रेलिवेंट? सऊदी अरेबिया वाली तो है, सीजेपी वाली उतनी ज़्यादा नहीं. मतलब एक्सपेक्टेशन मुझे कम है उसके क्लैट में पूछे जाने की. बट यू नेवर नो, एनीथिंग कैन हैपन when it comes to CLAT. To fix unemployment, fix the economy first. Now, again, this is in light with the Cockroach Janata Party and the whole movement which happened, which has also highlighted India's unemployment crisis among the young people. The author is saying self education से काम नहीं बनेगा, economic reforms लाने पड़ेंगे और jobs create करनी पड़ेगी, especially now that AI is changing the job market significantly. He talks about how we need job-rich economic growth because we have the largest population in the world, and we need to create millions of jobs. On the other hand, चाइना की पर कैपिटा इनकम हमसे बहुत ज़्यादा तेजी से ग्रो कर रही है in the past 30 years, even though they have a significantly comparable population as compared to India. So they have been successful in generating employment and providing higher incomes, courtesy their manufacturing sector. But India की policies जो हैं उनमें एक तरीके से conflict है. We are trying to improve the ease of doing business by making regulations and business more easy. We are promoting AI and automation to increase productivity. We are trying to create more jobs, but we are trying to do this all at once. And these goals are kind of conflicting because AI एक तरफ reduce करता है the need of human workers, which makes job creation a little more difficult. Jobs होती हैं great, but those are very specific, niche and technical jobs. तो ऑथर का कहना है कि भाई इंडिया की जो ग्रोथ है उसमें रिलेटिवली काफ़ी few jobs create हुई हैं, which is hampering our growth. He talks about a term which he calls employment elasticity, जिसका मतलब होता है how many jobs are created when the economy grows. So relatively वो नंबर कैसे ग्रो कर रहा है, that is what elasticity is. जिन्होंने इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ी 11th-12th में, they would be familiar with this term elasticity. एंड द ऑथर इज सेइंग दैट हमारी जो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ है सिंस 1990s, उसने जीडीपी के कंपैरिजन में काफ़ी कम जॉब्स प्रोड्यूस करी. हमारी जीडीपी ग्रोथ अच्छी रही है हमेशा से इन द पास्ट डेकेड एंड कपल ऑफ डेकेड्स रैदर, बट रिलेटिवली उतनी जॉब्स नहीं क्रिएट करी हैं हमने, जो कि जिसमें चाइना ने बेटर किया है हमसे. दे हैव टेकन अ लॉट ऑफ स्टेप्स टू प्रोटेक्ट देयर वर्कर्स. दे हैव रूल्ड अगेंस्ट कंपनीज दैट रिप्लेस वर्कर्स विद एआई अनफेयरली. They are working a lot towards their manufacturing sector. They do a lot for job training programs, etc., etc. And he's basically saying that we should learn from China. We should not just focus on development. We should also focus on raising incomes in agriculture sector, service sector, manufacturing sector. And AI का भी यूज करना चाहिए without causing mass unemployment. वर्कर्स को ट्रेन करना चाहिए, वर्कर प्रोटेक्शन स्ट्रॉन्ग करने चाहिए, ईज ऑफ लिविंग बेटर करना चाहिए, ऑल दोज थिंग्स याडा याडा. ठीक है, आगे चलें. लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. आगे चलते हैं, आगे चलते हैं, आगे चलते हैं, आगे चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर फॉर एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. यस, पॉलिसी ऑन यूरिया प्रोडक्शन इज नॉट दैट इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस. हमने एक रिसेंटली अप्रूव करी है नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉलिसी फॉर यूरिया, NIPU, which is aimed at self-reliance in urea production, a sector which is dependent on imports. The government had announced such a policy in 2012, 2013, and it was amended in 2014 to facilitate fresh investment. और अब हम एक नई पॉलिसी लेके आ रहे हैं यूरिया के लिए. यूरिया is usually used as a fertilizer for agriculture. CBSE evaluation controversy you can skip. Let's move forward. सारनाथ becomes India's 45th UNESCO World Heritage Site. तो यूनेस्को साइट्स पे ये क्विज है, आप लोग कर सकते हो. Policemen suspended for firing AK-47 at protesters. CBI counsel absent. Fast track court defers मतलब postpones hearing in the NEET case. तो CBI की तरफ से जो लॉयर आना था वो आया ही नहीं. क्या बात है. वेरी नाइस. Trust biggest challenge in tackling leaks. Supreme Court to seek guidance of task force on holding computer-based NEET. Delhi police step up drive to take down post on protest. Women says she was shot in the ear during the protest. All right. Government introduces paper leak bill in Lok Sabha today. The debate would have happened today, which means we'll get to know more about this tomorrow in the newspaper. So this is, of course, with regards to the NEET paper leak controversy, and they are making amendments to the already made bill, which is the Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Amendment Bill. This was the amendment which has been introduced to strengthen the existing anti-paper leak law. And अगर ये pass हो जाता है, so that would mean there would be up to 10 years of imprisonment for those involved in paper leaks. There would be a fine up to rupees 50 lakh, and there would be time-bound investigation so that cases are completed more quickly. And student protest के बाद, of course, मोदी जी ने announce किया था कि हम strict, bill लेके आएंगे इसके against. Opposition, of course, disrupt kari proceedings. They asked answers towards the police brutality which happened, and the speaker tried to resolve the deadlock, Mr. Om Birla, but utna zyada koi discussion ho nahi paya, and now the bill would have been discussed today on Tuesday. A lot of MPs want some changes to the bills, and they want to discuss it. They have proposed a lot of amendments, which the government might discuss today. Might have discussed rather. ठीक है. These are the updates here. Opposition set to maintain pressure on Amit Shah take part in debate on paper leak bill. All right. Gen Z protest test the sung, raise uncomfortable questions. How BJP RSS are framing the protest and its aftermath not important. RS Raju Savard joined again. Opposition MP seeks apology from Shah. Guru Ravidas Jayanti hai 650th. Okay. Happy Guru Ravidas Jayanti to everyone who celebrates. BJP MPs face opposition flag for Pradhan Zindabad slogan. Okay. Include forensic auditor in the Ram Temple special investigative team. Supreme Court tells UP. तो we all are aware कि ये जो राम जन्मभूमि टेम्पल है यहाँ पे ये जो डोनेशंस कलेक्ट हुए थे इसमें कुछ एम्बेजलमेंट कुछ मिसयूज हुआ है फंड्स का एंड काफी सारी इसमें पेटिशंस फाइल करी गई इन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट आस्किंग फॉर एन इंडिपेंडेंट एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट इन्वेस्टिगेशन. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि हमें भी एक पार्शियल इन्वेस्टिगेशन चाहिए, फेयर होनी चाहिए, थरो होनी चाहिए, अनबायस्ड होनी चाहिए, क्वालिटेटिव होनी चाहिए, इम्पार्शियल होनी चाहिए, ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. And they said that it should include a forensic auditor, independent forensic auditor. Forensic auditor होता है financial expert जो examine करता है सारे accounts to detect any fraud, embezzlement या misuse of money. And ये जो report है इनको submit करनी है within 2 weeks ताकि court can monitor the investigation. State government ने reconstitute करी है अपनी 4-member SIT which is being led by the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kiran S. And other senior police officials are also included in the team. बाकी तो कोर्ट ने कहा है कि गवर्नमेंट को रिपोर्ट सबमिट करनी है, उसके बाद हम देखेंगे क्या क्या इसमें आगे करना है. That's pretty much it as of now. On the right hand side, you can see High Court has allowed Mr. Nitin Gadkari, who's our transport minister, highway minister, to sue Meta, Google and Twitter, now called X, over ethanol post. तो कह रहे हैं कि ये मुझे personally target कर रहे हैं. They are wrongly blaming me for the government's ethanol blending program. Bombay High Court को उन्होंने approach किया है against these social media platforms. He has filed a civil lawsuit against Meta, Google and X and a lot of other unidentified people responsible for these posts. And he wants the post to be removed. He's asking the court to direct the platforms to remove these defamatory posts, allegedly false and defamatory posts, and also award him 11 crores in damages. अब ये posts थे क्या? There were around 20 plus social media posts which were claiming that he was responsible for implementing the ethanol blending program. Gadkari says he was not responsible for the policy. This was introduced by the central government in 2003, and it's a national policy aimed at mixing ethanol with petrol to reduce our fuel import and emissions. And although he has been the road transport minister since 2014, he did not make the policy decisions related to E20, which is quite interesting as an observation because in a lot of speeches and conferences, he himself talks about how he has signed the papers for E20, now E40, now E100. Recently, I was watching a speech of his where he was talking about E100 to be implemented. So this is quite ironic. अब यहाँ पे सीन क्या है? सीन ये है कि हाई कोर्ट की परमिशन इनको चाहिए थी बिकॉज दैट इज द लीगल प्रोसीजर कि अगर आप इस तरीके से कोई मिनिस्टर पे कोई डेफेमेटरी चार्जेस लगाता है तो यू कैन फाइल अ डेफेमेटरी केस, बट यू हैव टू लुक एट द टेरिटोरियल जुरिस्डिक्शन कि भाई ये जो इवेंट्स हैं ये कहाँ पे बेस्ड हैं, ये जो कंपनीज हैं ये कहाँ पे बेस्ड हैं, जो कमेंटर्स हैं ये कहाँ पे बेस्ड हैं, ये सारी चीज़ों को देखना पड़ता है, जुरिस्डिक्शन वगैरह लीगैलिटी देखनी पड़ती है। एंड फिर उन्होंने परमिशन लिया हाई कोर्ट से टू फाइल द केस, द डेफेमेशन केस। तो देखते हैं क्या होता है भाई डेफेमेशन केस में। आगे चलते हैं। कट लिस्ट ऑन सीबीएफसी वेबसाइट नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। Supreme Court seeks center's reply on anti-defection law. We have discussed this already. BSE adds some money as rupee appreciates. Data center capacity has jumped to 12 gigawatts. ठीक है। वर्ल्ड न्यूज़ में रशिया यूक्रेन की लड़ाई चल रही है, ईरान यूएस की लड़ाई चल रही है। ईरान इज सेइंग वी स्टिल कंट्रोल द स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज। प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट सेज कोलंबिया विल कट टाइज विद क्यूबा एंड निकारागुआ। इनके जो प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट है इनका नाम है एबेलार्डो देला एस्प्रिएला। संडे को ये बन गए हैं, सॉरी संडे को इन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दिया दैट दे वुड कट डिप्लोमेटिक रिलेशंस विद क्यूबा एंड निकारागुआ व्हेन ही टेक्स ऑफिस ऑन 7th of August. ऑलराइट, फेयर। Syria to seek joint security agreement with Israel. Sudan's army chief of claims control of major highway linking Khartoum to El Obeid. तो एल ओबेद में यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा ये वो चल रहा है, सिविल अनरेस्ट टाइप का चल रहा है। एंड खार्टूम इज द कैपिटल ऑफ सुडान। बाकी कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स आर ऑनगोइंग। ज्ञानेश्वरी finishes with a silver medal. Bindrayani adds a bronze medal. Then Raja gets a silver medal again. All right. राजा मुथु पांडी उनका नाम है। वेट लिफ्टिंग इवेंट था ये। सो बढ़िया कर रहे हैं हम लोग कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स में। अनाहत सिंह के बारे में वी डिस्कस्ड यस्टरडे। ईशा सिंह गेट्स अ गोल्ड मेडल इन शूटिंग 25-meter राइफल। एंड उसी सेम इवेंट में Manu Bhaker was a double Olympic medalist in Paris Olympics. She won the bronze medal. So 2 podium finishes for India in 25-meter rifle. But yeah, that's all about the newspaper. Let's come back to our PPT, do the remaining 3 editorials and get done with it. What is chat saying? पर chat देख लेते हैं। Charmi saying way too sick, might leave in a while. Yeah, please take care. Please take care of your health, Charmi. Get well soon. Job se yaad aaya, after change of education minister, they introduced new websites for students like AdViews and ideas for products. Okay, that's good. New ideas to gain money. मेरा क्या व्यू है इसमें? I have not looked at it, so बिना डिटेल स्टडी के मैं अपना व्यू नहीं दूंगा इस पर। Let me check this out first. China's soft power covered a huge gap with respect to USA का soft power, and on the other hand, India की soft power is on decline. Is this important for CLAT? I mean, this is more of an analytical POV, and CLAT जो है mostly factual details आपसे पूछता है, तो I would say not really, not that much. क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस बनना इसमें मुश्किल है ना, कैसे क्वेश्चंस बनाओगे आप इसमें? जीके क्वेश्चंस, फैक्चुअल एमसीक्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस बनाना इसमें मुश्किल है। दैट इज व्हाई लेस लाइकलीहुड ऑफ इट कमिंग इन जीके सेक्शन। ठीक है, क्लीनर मोबिलिटी की थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं। द डिबेट ओवर इंडियाज प्रपोज्ड कैफे 3 norms, which is corporate average fuel efficiency norms, comes at a crucial time for the global automobile industry as it transitions from ICE, which is internal combustion engines, to electrified powertrains, basically EVs, which highlights India's vulnerability to imported crude oil amid renewed geopolitical tensions. The framework India adopts today will influence investment, tech choices, and energy security. For decades, CAFE norms are regulatory standards that set fuel efficiency targets for automobile manufacturers. CAFE 3 refers to the third phase of these regulations, which is implemented by the Ministry of Power under the Energy Conservation Act and applicable to passenger vehicles. Under this, manufacturers must meet both the corporate average fuel consumption standards and new EV credit requirements. अब ये जो है ये रेगुलेटरी स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं which limit the total amount of CO2 emitted by manufacturer's entire fleet of vehicles sold in a financial year. फ्लीट वाइड एवरेज देखा जाता है अनलाइक द भारत स्टेज नॉर्म्स विच सेट लिमिट्स फॉर एवरी इंडिविजुअल व्हीकल्स जो आपने BS6 सुना होगा दैट इज भारत स्टेज नॉर्म्स कैफे टारगेट्स द वेटेड एवरेज ऑफ ऑल कार्स सोल्ड बाय अ कंपनी हाई emission vehicles must be balanced by low emission ones and the goal is to reduce the nation's carbon footprint and lower fuel consumption directly supporting our energy security and climate goals. They earn extra points for selling EVs or strong hybrids as these significantly lower the average CO2 output. So these are your cafe norms. नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल टॉक्स अबाउट फोर्स लेबर फार्स ये यूएस ने जो टैरिफ्स लगाए हैं कंट्रीज पे विच आर importing थिंग्स मेड आउट ऑफ फोर्स लेबर so the article says that India should not let the US's new tariff push it towards a trade deal. The 10% tariff that they have imposed on us and several other countries over the import of goods supposedly made using forced labor is merely an attempt to restore permanent tariffs and once again highlight the benefits of a trade deal with the US. The Section 301 forced labor tariffs announced last week are more permanent and have carved out benefits for those with trade deals with the US. For example, while US imports from India will face a 10% tariff over and above the base tariff which they charge, the EU and Taiwan will face a total tariff of 10% because they have a trade deal with the US. Similar benefits have been accorded to Japan, South Korea, and Switzerland, all of which have trade deals with the US at various stages of formalization. If stopping forced labor was the primary focus, tariff would have been applied equally across all offenders, regardless of who has a trade deal with them. The tariff would also not have had as many product-wise exemptions and country-wise quotas as the final version has. So kind of hypocrite type के tariffs हैं. And the last article talks about AI's next test reaching India's informal women workers. Now, ILO की report कहती है that 82% of working women in India are in informal sector, spanning agriculture, home-based production, domestic services, micro enterprises, and the gender implications of AI adoption are a question of economic inclusion. They talk about how India's AI governance guidelines, released in November 25, set out 7 guiding principles, including fairness, equity, translating these into gender responsive outcomes from both a governance priority and a development opportunity point of view. AI holds considerable promise for Indian farmers through precision agriculture application, real time advisory on crop health, input optimization, and market access. And with 75% से ज़्यादा rural women engaged in agriculture as per the periodic labor force survey, women are primary constituency. Early evidence is telling that Farmer Chat deployed across 12 states found that 61% of women users reportedly improved quality of life within 45 days, with engagement levels 2 to 3 times those of male users. While specific design features driving this outcome require further documentation, the result shows that when AI tools reach women, keeping in mind language, land access patterns, mobility constraints, and relevance, meaningful engagement comes. Building on this foundation, the 3 areas merit focused attention as India scales its AI deployment. First is gender impact assessments, कि उस पे gender का उसमें क्या role है and how does it impact gender proportionately. Then we have AI literacy as a public infrastructure. कि access to tools काफ़ी नहीं है. We need to have inclusive tools as well. जहाँ पे जो informal work में involved women हैं उनके लिए training programs हो designed around their literacy levels, livelihood and time constraints. And the third is India has built substantial AI infrastructure in a short period. India AI mission के through, Bhasha initiative के through, AI governance guidelines के through, and that shows that these ambitions are matched with a growing ecosystem of practitioners, innovators, and civil society. And इसमें we need to also include women. ठीक है. With that, we come to the end of the analysis. The last part is vocabulary. 3 words. The first word is intrepid. Intrepid मतलब होता है courageous, brave, showing no fear by temperament. An intrepid explorer who probed parts of the rainforest never previously attempted. Antonyms are timorous, timid, and fearful. The next word is convalesce. Convalesce का मतलब होता है to become healthy and strong again after illness or weakness. She went to the seaside to convalesce after her stay in the hospital. Basically means recover, recuperate, and heal. Antonyms are decline, collapse, and fail. And last word is exigent. Exigent मतलब होता है needing immediate attention. Exigency आपने सुना होगा ना? Urgent, acute, dire. So it is an important and exigent problem to estimate the software project size. So exigent is something which needs urgent attention, immediate attention. Antonyms are minor, incidental, trivial. Convalesce is becoming healthy and strong after a disease or illness, and intrepid is being fearless, being courageous, being brave. With that, we wrap up today's discussion. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. आज के लिए इतना ही, कल मिलते हैं इन अनदर एनालिसिस सेशन। टिल देन टेक केयर, टाटा, बाय बाय, साइनिंग ऑफ।